In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to send multiple images to Photoshop from Adobe Bridge. Whether you're a designer working on a complex project or a photographer editing multiple snapshots at once, knowing how to seamlessly transfer your images into Photoshop can be a real time saver. So, let's get started. First, you'll want to open Adobe Bridge and navigate to the folder that contains the images you're planning to work with. Adobe Bridge is a powerful file management tool, and having your images organized here is a great way to keep track of your project assets. With your folder open, the next step is to select all the files you wish to edit. You can do this by holding down the Shift key and clicking on the first and last images in a consecutive list. If the images aren't in a sequence, use the Control key on Windows or the CMD key on a Mac to select individual files. This method gives you the flexibility to pick and choose the exact images you need without any hassle. Once you have your images selected, look to the top of your screen and find the menu bar in Adobe Bridge. Here, you're going to navigate to the Tools option. Click on it, and from the drop-down menu, hover over the Photoshop option. This is where the magic happens. You'll be presented with multiple choices, and among them, you might see options like Open in Photoshop or Load Files into Photoshop Layers. Selecting Load Files into Photoshop Layers is particularly useful if you're planning to edit in Photoshop. This option will take all the images you've selected and load them into a single Photoshop document, placing each image into its separate layer. This setup is incredibly handy for projects where you might want to combine images, adjust them individually, or apply layer effects. After selecting your preferred option, Photoshop will launch, assuming it isn't already open, and start to load your files according to your chosen command. It's important to ensure your computer meets the necessary system requirements for both Bridge and Photoshop to handle multiple files efficiently. Having sufficient RAM and processing power can make a significant difference in the speed and smoothness of this process. Once all your images are open in Photoshop, you're ready to begin editing. Whether you want to make individual adjustments to images or create a composite piece of art, you now have the flexibility to use all the powerful tools Photoshop offers. Consider grouping your layers or naming them accurately to keep your workspace organized. As you dive into your editing process, remember that layers provide the advantage of non-destructive editing, allowing you to experiment and make changes without permanently altering your original images. And that's it. With these few straightforward steps, you've efficiently moved your images from Bridge to Photoshop, setting the stage for a productive and creative editing session. Happy editing!